Okay, today we're going to be reviewing safety on the table saw. Just to demonstrate, this is the table saw. Like you look, the blade comes out from the bottom of the table. There's different safety issues that we got to go over in case, so everybody could be safe when operating the table saw. First of all, this is a push stick. We also have a sled that allows us that helps us out in the process of cutting, which this is a sled. It has two little pieces of wood that falls within the grooves on the table saw, and that's what keeps it sliding evenly on the table without sliding back and forth. Okay, so this is the fence, and this is when you adjust, it allows you to adjust the width of your cut. So it starts off at 0, which pretty much butts up to the blade, and whatever measurement you adjust it, there's a measuring tape on the rail that allows you to see what length you're gonna cut. So it has a little clear shield with a line in the middle, and that's what you align to with the measuring tape on there. So you lock it whatever measurement you need by bringing the level, and then that's it. It won't move. Okay, the power for most of the machines is indicated with a green button. So if you look down here, the green turns it on, and you could right away hear when the machine is on. You press the red button, and the red button turns off the power for the machine. Okay, so you see this knob or lever? When you start turning it, it raises up the height for the blade. So when you turn it, you can raise up the blade, or when you turn it the opposite way, which is counterclockwise, it lowers the blade. Okay, so right here you'll see a little small panel, which once again, green turns it on. And what this does, it activates the vacuum. It turns on the vacuum system so it can absorb all that sawdust when we're doing the cuts. And once again, the red turns it off. We have a little bit of wood right here, but we have a light switch that turns on the vent system so we don't breathe all that sawdust that remains on pretty much in the air that we're breathing. Okay, so before we do any cutting on the table saw, we gotta make sure that we always have safety glasses. So this is a sample of safety glasses. There are different types of safety glasses that you could wear. So obviously they go on your eyes to cover up and gives you protection on your eyes. Before you do any cutting, you gotta make sure anything that hangs around your neck or from sweaters and stuff like that, you remove, because you don't wanna start cutting and whatever is hanging, it dangles into the blade, and it could be pretty much a safety issue. It's a hazard. So make sure everything comes off that dangles or hangs around your neck. Okay, next, I'm going to explain what is a kickback, because everybody thinks when they hear the term kickback, they think of a party. Get it started. Yeah. And this situation is when the operator is cutting, and throughout the cut, the wood has to remain against the fence. So it's when the operator is cutting, and they either the wood loses contact of the fence, and somehow it binds against the blade in the fence, creates a lot of pressure, and it causes the wood to shoot back at the operator. Sometimes you could get away without any injury, or sometimes you could get an injury to your stomach, to your hands, to any part of your body. So the best thing to do is when you operate the machine is make sure you operate the machine with care and with the proper safety procedures that are instructed to obviously operate the machine. Okay, for the next scene, we're gonna use a weenie to represent your thumb, which is kind of similar. We're gonna place the weenie right there, and this is what could happen if you're not paying attention when you're using the machine. So once again, we're gonna represent the weenie as your thumb. We turn on the machine. Once you start doing the cut,
it's been a long day without you, my friend.
and like you guys seen, what happened with the weenie? It tore it up, which it could have been your thumb. So that's why you gotta be paying attention when you're using these machines, because you don't want this to happen to your thumb. Okay, next I'm gonna show you guys how you use a sled. So when we need to do cross cuts, and that's when the wood is longer horizontally from you, we gotta use the sled in order to help us do the cut. So we set it down. What I did, I marked the wood I set it where I need to do the cut. Once the power goes on, your hand obviously is gonna hold the wood throughout the cut. You cannot just push the sled in and then bring it back, because you could create a kickback. And we'll talk what a kickback is in a bit. So you hold your wood, thumbs on the back, you push through. Once you are done with the cut, you can separate the pieces and then bring it back. Okay, so next, whenever you have to cut something and it's a little bit too heavy or big for one person to handle, you always have somebody else to help you out. So in this case, Isaac will be helping me to load the wood onto the table saw. And so obviously we pick it up, set it on top of the machine, and then we'll proceed with the cut next. Okay, so we're not gonna actually cut this sheet of wood, we're gonna simulate as we're cutting. So when we're cutting, once again, we're gonna make sure the wood's always against the fence when we do the cut. So it has to stay flush against the fence. If you get on this side, once you start pushing, you create a gap which could lead to a kickback. Somebody say, hey, we want some bullets. Hey, we want some bullets. So it's just finding out the proper position of your body. In this case, I like standing on the left side of the wood. You're gonna push against the fence. At the same time, you're gonna push into the blade to do the cut. So once, like I said, we're gonna simulate. Once we start pushing into it, you never go back. So you start doing all the cut. The person helping you is gonna help you support the wood so it won't fall off or anything. So you do all the cut. Once you complete the cut, the person helping you is just supporting the wood so it won't fall to the ground or damage the wood.